welcome to Don Sinclair's Reggae Vibes. We're here at the YouTube studios and I'm Akila. I'm here with Reggae Rainbows and we have Lloyd, Nero Diamante and Lloyd.
Yeah,
thanks for coming, guys.
Greetings. Thank you.
Are you all good?
Very much so.
Good. So, these guys have been together from about 2010, but you two go way back, I hear.
Yeah, me, Lloyd and Lloyd go back from preschool days.
Preschool days.
Yeah.
And then, Nero, how did you get involved with these two?
I moved to Ipswich in '98 and met these guys in 2008, I think, about 2008, and we did a reggae project locally, and they asked me to come on board to do a project with them, which actually involved your daughter, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right,
and that's kind of how we first sort of all sang together. We'd done a previous project, but in this capacity, that was our first union, really.
Yeah, that's right.
So what age did you guys get into music?
No, I give big secret now.
You want to answer that one first?
Personally, as the unit?
Both.
No.
Oh, right.
Yourselves
okay.
and as a unit.
Well, I've been listening to music from knee high, but not reggae, unfortunately. My parents were like into the Jim Reeves and Elvis Presley and all that kind of music. But as reggae go, my brother, he's a reggae artist back in Jamaica called Patrick Andy, and a second cousin of ours called Vivian Jackson, but most people would know him as Yabby U. So those are the guys who like, I started to hear this reggae sound coming in, and that's when I kind of like gravitate to that.
Me, my first recollection of me getting involved with music was when I was about 3 to 4 years old, when my father used to get records from Jamaica when he moved to England, and my babysitter, which was my auntie at the time, she would not allow me to trouble this thing called the gram. This is before turntables and stuff. And I love to play music. My father used to allow me to play the music, but my auntie wouldn't let me trouble it. So one day, she was in her dressing gown. She went to hang out some clothes on the line. I locked the door, locked her out, put the tune on the gram, start jumping on the bed at 3, 4 years old. Then I had to call my father from work to let me in, to let him in or her in, you know. So that's my first recollection of getting involved with music.
I actually done my first recording and performance when I was 3 years old. I come from a musical family, and give thanks to my beloved father. And we had a studio and thing, and that was my first beginnings.
Okay. So what inspired you to become artists?
Me personally, I go back to the black and white days of TV. There was very few black people on TV, and when there was any black people on TV, my parents used to run out the house and come and find us and say, come look, I'm black man de Pantelli. So I remember, I didn't know his name at the time, but it was James Brown. You know, we all know James Brown, and with his band, and Mazio was a saxophone player, and I just remember him on Ready Steady Go, or one of them pop programs back in the day. That's my first time, and he was the man which made me get more involved into music, you know.
Okay, all right then. So, moving on to our questions. What was the first single you bought?
Mine was The Half by Dennis Emmanuel Brown.
Mine was, I think it was Fool's Magic Number by De La Soul, because I'd been given loads of records with the company I was with. I was with EMI at the time, so that was the first official thing I bought.
Yeah, good one.
Mine is Everything I Own by Ken Booth.
Okay. What's your favorite album by another artist? Making you think here.
Mine would be Burning Spear. He's one of my favorite cultural artists, and what's the name of the album? It's the one with Slavery Days on it.
Okay.
Hail Him album, yeah. He's on a horse. That's the one, Hail Him.
Oh, me, Mali, of course.
Mali?
You know what I mean? Any one of them you can pick.
Mine would be Culture, the album with Two Sevens Clash. Yeah, I actually went to. My dad took me and my brothers and that to go see them when I was 9 years old, and yeah, but yeah, too many to mention. To be honest with you, they go way back.
Yeah. So, what artists do you like, and would you like to work with, and why?
I like all artists still, you know. Unfortunately, I can't get to work with the man called Prince, but if he was here, I would like to work with him. Yeah.
Me, there are too many artists to name any, but mine go way back. I would have liked to work with James Brown.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. James Brown himself. So
Again, like these guys, way too many to mention, but I'd have loved to work with Sir John Holt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful voice. Would have
Yeah.
loved that.
That sounds good actually. Yeah. So where was the last event that you played at?
well, I won't even say last event because that's in the past. I'm into the future.
Bossy.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a show tonight in Ipswich Town with a man called Luciano and Jah Books. They're on tour in England, so we were down there tonight.
Reggae Culture Fest tour.
Yeah, our sound guy's loving that one. So what's been the best moment so far that you recall?
Well, that depends on what you mean by best moment. If it's concerning music, there's several. I can't actually put it on one thing, but if me personally, I got a great joy when we released our first single. Not as this unit, but when I first started recording, because as I was learning my instrument, I played saxophone and a few other instruments. As we was learning, or as I was learning, I always used to inspire myself to be an artist, to write songs, not just copy songs. And our first single, which we released back in 1982, was Can't Take No More. It was on our own record label, and we financed it ourselves. So for me, that's a significant point in my artist life.
I've got loads. It's ridiculous, but one that comes to mind. I don't know if you guys remember the ILIA, was it London Education Authority? Well, when it was GLC was closing down, we did a show from school as school children in the Hackney Empire, and I got to compare at last minute, shoved at the front, and our band actually got to headline, which was amazing. So again, I got so many amazing memories, but that's one that comes to mind now.
I got too many. I think meeting and touring with Curtis Mayfield.
Wow.
That was a really good one.
Yellow Man.
Yeah, Mighty Diamonds.
Yeah.
But a memorable one, I've always, we're on tour with Culture. And the first time we're doing the show with them, the drummer,
Oh gosh.
he just seemed to be dancing on the drums. He's playing, but it's like, hey.
He had his memorized that guy.
We just stood there just looking at this guy and how he's playing the drums.
Yeah.
You know, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us all a bit about your music.
Wow. Well, reggae music, obviously, infused with jazz, R&B. Not this R&B way I listen to, no. Old school R&B. Do you know what I mean? Everything, because we have our kind of influences. You know what I mean? So whatever we're into, we kind of like try to incorporate that into the music.
I would also say that we have roots and culture.
Well, obviously.
Heavy roots and culture, because reggae is generic, isn't it?
All right.
Roots and culture. We have lovers rock in there as well.
So our music is not just about one topic.
No.
360 degrees of life, and we all live in a full circle. You start here, once a man, twice a child. But you know, love, war, and peace and hate, but mainly love.
Fair enough. Can you name 3 artists that you've been compared to, or you would compare yourself?
To be quite honest, without sounding, I would like to be compared to myself. But if you listening and think, hey, you sound a bit like that, that's fine. It's cool. I can accept that. But if you ask me who I compare myself to, me.
Fair enough. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so quickly, can you name your top 3 genres of music?
Obviously, reggae.
I thought you were going to say 3.
Well, you can name one.
You can do one each.
Okay. Reggae is my first love, but jazz.
Why? See that? Reggae, jazz, R&B.
Original.
R&B.
Not this modern R&B, old school.
Jazz.
Okay.
Rhythm
and
and
blues.
blues.
See that?
So professionally, as a trio, what's your goal?
Why?
Well, just to keep on recording and pleasing our audience. You know, we just strive to better ourselves and just keep coming, you know? So look out for some fresh stuff for us very soon, because we've got some tracks already lined up to be released. But you'll have to look out for that in a future date. Soon to come, actually.
Other than Reggae Rainbows, do you have any other jobs?
Well, I'm an assistant coach. I help coach children in athletics, and I do photography and a little bit of videoing and things. So, yeah, and me personally, when I studied in college, university, whatever you want to call it, in life study, I can build houses. I'm a house builder, you know. I can lay bricks and tile and stuff like that, as in so-called qualifications. That's me. But life is one qualification in itself.
So can you describe a real life situation that has inspired you?
See that? Go on, talk. See that?
Yeah, my dad. He is my greatest inspiration in all things. He started my education at 3. Like I said earlier, I've been recording and performing since I was 3 years old, and introduced to the music industry from then. And yeah, my dad's been through a lot of things in life, and he's excelled to the top of his game. He has a massive studio. He works with a lot of international artists. So yeah, he's my greatest inspiration.
My inspiration would be my grandmother. I remember in the early days when she was still alive, because she was born in 1900, by the way. And she used to move with Marcus Garvey and help set up some of his underground meetings when he was banned from speaking publicly. At the time, I didn't realize it, but she used to sit on a veranda every morning smoking a pipe. And you'd have all kind of people come up to see her. And then some person would bring her a mango, and some people would bring a drink, or some just come to reason. But when I get to find out, she was one of a few people that could read and write. And she was actually reading all of these people's letters, which their family sent to them from Canada, America, England, or wherever their siblings or family members were around the world. So she was a great inspiration to me, as in when I saw how simple things in life can help affect people on a small level but a big level at the same time.
Okay. All right, well, moving on. What are you guys listening to lately?
Right now, I might listen to Darian Prophecy, you know what I mean? I'll Try. And another sistering called Roots Queen, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Me personally, I've been listening to Burning Spear, Heal Him.
I'm actually listening to a lot of rare grooves. I'm a big advocate for old school, so yeah, anything old school, right through to ragtime, even classical, baroque, I'm on it.
Well, good mix there. So of your songs, which are the ones you're most proud of and why?
Wow.
I wrote a song, and it was after coming from a friend's house, and it was just the loving and positive impact they had on me at the time. And I was walking home, and I could see the moon, and it was night, and I got in and I wrote this song called Sea by Night, and it talks about being at the sea and how tranquil it was, but it really was about his positive feelings and affect on me. And I think, yeah, that's one of my proudest ones.
I thought we were going to skip that one there, but still. No, from a previous thing in the music, I'd written a song called Innocent One, which is a bit controversial because it was about abortion, you know what I mean? So it kind of, I got a lot of feedback from certain parts of society and give me grief, but hey, it is what it is. But the thing will come is that people reacted to it, so I thought, okay, they understood where I was coming from. Yeah.
So what can we expect from Reggae Rainbows in the future?
Well, hopefully that next time when we meet up, you will say, you guys, you improved.
Yeah, because we're on that, you know, try to better ourselves. Like everybody out there in this world should always try to better themselves. Don't stay stagnant, because if you stay stagnant, mosquito will float around your pond. Yeah?
So do you get nervous before a performance?
Always.
Yeah?
I always get nervous before
Still?
Still.
Wow.
Might not show it sometimes, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think personally it's a good thing. Yes, I do get nervous.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And how do you handle the mistakes that you make?
Wow. Well, personally, you wouldn't even notice.
That's true.
As simple as that. But we do make mistakes, don't get me wrong. Because sometimes you get caught up in the moment and you're expecting something to happen and it didn't. So you gotta kind of like think on your feet.
Yeah.
When you're already standing up.
Depending on the type of mistake, I'll just laugh it off. Because I find if you do that and you show that kind of humility, especially with your audience, they're reciprocal to that. And then you skip and you move on.
And yeah, like when you play an instrument, if you were supposed to play a note a second ago, that's gone. So you leave it behind and you think about the next one. So.
Yeah, that's true. So what advice would you give to beginners, particularly the ones who get nervous?
Keep on trying. Whatever door is closed, keep on knocking until it's opened.
And remember, when you rehearse, you only perform what you do what you rehearse. So it's just like an athlete. If he practice to jump, when he goes out to a competition, all he's going to do is do what he done in rehearsal or practice. So just keep on doing what you're doing.
Also, embrace that nervousness. That nervous energy is a good thing.
Of course.
And maybe meditate or just put yourself in a zone before you go on stage. But nervousness is a good thing. The minute you lose that, problems. You've probably lost your mojo and your love for your craft.
Yeah, just remember that when you do get nervous or whatever, just find your own way of getting over it. You know, every individual is different. Some people want to go to the toilet. Some people don't speak to anybody for 5 minutes or whatever. But you find what your own release to get over it.
Okay, yeah. So last question or last thing to say, do you have a message for Don Sinclair about the work he's doing to promote his artist?
Keep up the good work.
Keep on doing what you're doing, Don, yeah?
Don, you're top of tops.
Top.
Keep it up. We love you.
Don't stop it at all because, you know, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
And that's from us. And not only us, I know there's many artists out there and many listeners, many followers of us and any other artist which has been on his YouTube space. Appreciate what you're doing, so keep on doing it. Don't stop.
Any quick words for your audience?
Keep on looking out for us and hope you enjoy whatever we're doing. Seeing?
Yeah, and we very much appreciate your support, and we don't forget you because without you, we are nothing, you know?
Okay, well thank you. On behalf of myself and Don Sinclair, many thanks for the time you spent with us. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you for your
Blessings.
time.
Blessings, Akila.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.